Alright guys, something terrible happened yesterday. I was riding my scooter home from work and I was going in second gear, medium speed at 35 miles per hour, 35 to 37. That's what this controller puts out. And all of a sudden it lost power. All of a sudden the battery level went dead, zero. And then it cut off power. I had no control to the throttle. And then it started blinking, throwing out errors. And then the whole thing went off. The lights went dead. I had to push my scooter home all halfway to home. It was a nightmare. I thought that I burned out the battery or the battery got dead. You know, maybe perhaps due to maybe defective cells within the battery pack. I don't know. It's a basic Chinese grade lithium ion battery, 26 amp hour. Well, it turned out that it wasn't the battery. The battery is working fine. It's not as bad as I thought. It actually pretty good performer. What happened was that I had this is the battery line connector from the battery to the controller, the thick wires, the black and white. I didn't have a connector for this. Originally, I didn't have a connector. Well, I mean, I have this, but this belongs to the motor, the front motor, which is offline. I need to order a motor for the front, but this is for that. And this is not really designed for battery power cable connector. It won't fit anyway, because the connectors I use that I bought for these are bigger than what I needed, one size bigger, and it's too wide, so it won't fit in here. It's too tight, it won't fit. So I just used the rubber band and just wrapped around the connector enough so that it's all covered. Well, it turned out that somehow both of these had a little bit of metal. The metal connector exposed, and it turned out that it made contact, the metal to metal, it made contact with this baseboard, this deck cover underside. It touched. You can see the blast mark, explosion mark. So there was explosion going on when I was riding my scooter, and it caused spark, caused short. That's what happened. Well, when I found this out, when I opened up the deck and found this, what happened, I thought that my battery is toast. It's not. The battery works fine. So I learned that even this such high amperage, high current, electricity flowing through the wires causing a short doesn't necessarily mean that it will destroy your components nor damage it. Because I tested it, the battery works fine, my controller is fine. I tested powering the motor and spin it. It works. Thankfully, it didn't burn up my components. So what I did, just sharing with you guys, I used bicycle tube. This is a damaged one. It's unrepairable. So I used this tube from the bicycle, cut out pieces enough, and so that I can roll around the connector, wrap around the connector. It looks like a roll of rubber band, rubber blanket, almost like rubber sheet. So it's got like 3-4 layers here. There's enough protection to prevent metal to metal connection, causing short. And then I use the rubber band to tie them down, both ends, so it's nice and tight. Looks pretty funny. It's a ghetto job, but it works. I did the same thing with that one. So it should be good now. This is a homemade connector using bicycle tube and rubber band. Eventually I will need to get a proper cable connector of some sort for this, or I need to get a smaller size the cable end connector to make it fit, but then I would need another one of these so that I can use it for the front. I need something, but anyway, this works. This is a good homemade version of connectors, and it's pretty tight too. Even water, it should prevent even water from getting in. Yep.